Good day to everyone, wherever and whatever time you are listening to us. First of all, thank you very much for joining us for our orientation for today's session. In this session, we are going to discuss the ICAEW advanced level. So that's why we have entitled it ICAEW advanced level orientation. And this orientation is for November 2022 exams. So this is an orientation for November 2022 exams. And I am presenting on behalf of Accountancy and Finance Training Center, AFTC. First of all, I congratulate all of you on making the one of the very great step in your decision, in your career about ICAEW. Because all of us know that ICAEW is one of the top qualification in the world as well. So these are the contents of our today's orientation. First of all, we will be discussing why ICAEW. For example, if you hold any academic qualification or professional qualification, professional certification, then do you think you need the ICAEW? What could be the advantages of ICAEW basically? Then we will discuss what is the qualification structure of ICAEW. If you hold some sort of academic or professional qualification or certification, then how many exams do you need so you can qualify ICAEW? Afterward, we will talk about the exam structure. What is the exam structure of ICAEW? What type of questions are being examined? What are your syllabus areas of ICAEW advanced level? As we know that it is an era of technology. So ICAEW has introduced a lot of changes in their exams basically. So in last few years, there are a lot of changes from the ICAEW. So what are those changes? So we will be briefly looking at those changes about ICAEW. Then we will talk about why students fail basically. If you look at the passing rate, then the passing rate of ICAEW globally is very good. But in global pass rate, majority of pass rate is from United Kingdom, mostly from UK as well. So why students of other countries are not passing their exams? Why they are not qualifying their exam? What are the problem? What are their issues? And how we can resolve their issues as well. So we will be talking about a strategy, what they should go for, how they can prepare for their exams to qualify ACA, ICAEW status. And finally, we will be taking live question and answer session from you people. You people can ask questions directly to me, and I will be responding to your questions one by one. So this will be the last step of our today's orientation. So these are the contents. First of all, let's have a look again. First of all, we will be talking about why you should join ICAEW. Then we will talk about what is the qualification structure. Then what is the exam structure? What are the changes in ICAEW exams in last few years? Why students fail? And finally, question and answer session. Meanwhile, if you have any question, so please hold on your question. Otherwise, you can send your questions through chat box. Once this orientation will be completed, then I will be able to answer questions of all of you. Thank you. Moving on. Before we start the contents, before we start today's presentation, these are the brief details. I am LIAQAT and I am ICAEW member basically, Associate Chartered Accountant. And I will be your tutor for ICAEW advanced level exams basically. Moreover, I am also a fellow member of Association of Chartered Certified Accountant, FCCA. That is basically a higher status of ACCA. Moreover, I am also an associate member of Pakistan Institute of Public Finance Accountants, I also hold business finance professional certification from United Kingdom. Talking about my experience, I have more than 8 years of teaching experience, more than 6 years of industry experience. I am a tutor at various online forums and approved learning partners, basically. Lastly, I am also a mentor at Oxford Brookes University, United Kingdom. So this is basically a brief profile, and I will be your tutor for November 2022 exams, basically. Why I discuss this profile? Because sometimes some students are confused because they are interested who is teaching them. So that's why I shared my brief profile with you people. So let's start. First of all, the very first question, why? Why ICAEW? If you hold some sort of professional qualification or some other qualification, then why you should join the ICAEW? The answer is top up qualification. Let's say if you hold ACCA, or if you hold any other professional qualification or professional certification or academic qualification, then definitely ICAEW will top up your qualification. Let's say if someone is an ACCA, when you will qualify ICAEW, then you can write down ACA along with your name, basically. So ACA is basically a prestigious status. So along with ACCA, you can also write down the ACA. So it will be like that, ACA and ACCA as well, along with your name. So definitely it will enhance your qualification. So if it will enhance your qualification, then definitely we know that there will be a lot of benefits associated with ICAEW. Moreover, ICAEW has a global recognition. Let's say if you want to move on to Middle East, if you want to move to UK, if you want to move to Canada or any other country, then in most of the countries, we have very good agreements. We have partnerships of ICAEW with other professional bodies, basically. So ICAEW has a higher recognition, that is the global recognition with different professional bodies of the world. ICAEW is among the leading body in accountancy and finance, basically, among the leading body, top bodies of the world. If it has global recognition among leading bodies, top up qualification, then definitely it will give you higher financial rewards. It will give you higher financial rewards. Why? Because you can work at top position. Let's say you can work as CFO, you can work as a finance director, and many other prestigious qualifications, many other prestigious positions, basically. And moreover, it also has a diversified scope, basically. So definitely all of these benefits, all of these features make you unique if you hold ACA or ICAEW qualification, basically. When I use the term ACA or ICAEW, then both of these are the same terms for my orientation purposes. If we talk about the qualification structure, this is basically a qualification structure of ICAEW. ICAEW has 3 levels. First of all, we have certificate level. Second, we have professional level. And third, we have advanced level, basically. We have 6 exams in certificate level, 6 exams. 6 exams in professional level, and 3 exams in advanced level, basically. Certificate level exams are accounting, assurance, taxation, law, business finance, and management information. For professional level, we have FAR, financial accounting and reporting, AA, audit and assurance, BS, business strategy and technology, TC, tax compliance, FM, financial management, BFT, business finance and technology. For advanced level, we have these 3 exams: CR, corporate reporting, SBM, strategic business management, and finally we have a case study exam as well. As I told you at the start of my orientation that we are going to discuss about the advanced level exams only. So this orientation will be for advanced level exam. If any one of you has some questions about certificate level or professional level, then I will be sharing the contact details of my institute and of my address as well. Then definitely you can contact me through those details. But now we will be focusing on our advanced level exam, that is corporate reporting, strategic business management, and case study. This is basically a qualification structure. If we talk about the exam structure, as I told you already, we will be talking about for corporate reporting and strategic business management. In corporate reporting, we have three major areas for our syllabus basically. First of all, we have reporting element. And this reporting element is approximately 55 to 65%. So it means our major portion of corporate reporting will be focused on reporting element. Then second element is basically audit and assurance. It is approximately 30 to 40%. So remaining 5 to 10% approximately, that is for ethics. And it is an important and integral part of your corporate reporting exam basically. And these ethics will be tested in every exam of ICAEW. So you have to be very careful and you have to learn what are the ethics, how you can apply the ethics, how you can apply ethical values, ethical principles to ensure that you are working in the public interest. So these are basically the three major areas of our corporate reporting syllabus. First of all, we have reporting. More than half of your syllabus is for reporting side. Then the second major element is for audit and assurance, and a very minor element, but you should not ignore. In fact, that will be a blunder if you ignore your ethics portion. Approximately, it is for 5 to 10% of marks. I mentioned not to ignore these 5 to 10% of marks. Why? Because if you do not apply the ethics, then it means you are not working in the public interest. If you know ethics, then ethics tell you what is right, what is wrong. So you will be able to differentiate between right and wrong. So it is important to learn, to know, to get some knowledge about the ethical values, ethical principles, basically. So we will be having a lot of lectures when we will be starting our session. Then what are ethics, what are ethical principles, ethical values, how we can apply. If there are some ethical issues, then how you can resolve those issues, how you should respond to those issues, basically. This was basically about corporate reporting syllabus. If we talk about the corporate reporting exam structure, then in corporate reporting exams, we have three questions. First of all, question number 1, that is approximately of 40 marks. Approximately question 1 is for 40 marks. And this question 1 includes your data analytics. Yes, what is data analytics? It also includes advanced information. So these are some changes of your ICAEW in recent exams, in last few years, basically. So what is data analytics? Normally, if we talk about the data analytics, then it means we have to analyze the data. But how we can analyze the data? So for this, we have to use a software. What is the software? What kind of software do we are going to use? What kind of software we have to use in our exam, basically. So we will talk about that software in our sessions, basically in much detail. Then we will be talking about for advanced information. What is advanced information? If I give you the brief concept of advanced information, then advanced information means you will be getting some information in advance. Let's say, for example, if you have to go for some sort of meeting, then in advance, you already know what is the agenda of your meeting, basically. Let's say you have to discuss about the loan, you have to discuss about financing, acquisition, disposal, whatever you want to go for. So it means you already have some information in advance. So ICAEW also works on the same strategy, because we know that ICAEW advanced level exams are just like replica of our real life scenarios. So they have a concept of advanced information. ICAEW will issue advanced information around 4 to 6 weeks ago before the exam dates basically. And for corporate reporting, our advanced information will be released on 10th of October 2022 basically. So what you have to do, you have to read out the advanced information, you have to analyze the advanced information, then definitely you will be having some new information in your real exam, and you have to relate your analysis of previous year, previous month, and new information of your exam, and then you can produce a good and a balanced answer basically. So how we can go for that? Definitely we will be talking about advanced information in our lectures in too much detail, and then we will be having some practice sessions as well. After that, we will be talking about reporting and audit. As I discussed on my previous slide, that major portion of our corporate reporting is focused on reporting and audit element. So in question 1, apart from data analytics and advanced information, we will be talking about reporting and audit side as well. Moving on to question 2. In question 2, that is for 30 marks. Question 1 is for 40 marks, but question 2 is for 30 marks. In question 2, again, we will be having a section of reporting. It could involve the audit as well, and it could also involve the ethics as well, basically. Same thing for question 3. Question 3 is for 30 marks. It may include your reporting side. It may include your audit. It may include combination of both reporting and audit. Combination. Again, combination could be in question 2. Combination could be in question 3. So we call them as an integrated questions basically. Why integrated? Because they involve different areas, reporting, audit, and so on. And finally, there could be some question, there could be a scenario about the ethics. Ethics could be tested even in question 1 as well. So you have to be careful. Ethics could be tested anywhere in question 1, question 2, and in question 3 as well. So this is a brief summary of your corporate reporting exam. We have 3 questions: question 1, question 2, and question 3. Question 1 is a major question. Question 2 and question 3 are relatively minor questions as compared to question 1 basically. Moving on, let's talk about the second advanced level exam, that is strategic business management, or we call it as an SBM, or strategic business management. The syllabus of strategic business management is relatively larger as compared to corporate reporting, because in corporate reporting we were talking about, we have reporting section, we have assurance section, and we have ethics section. But in strategic business management, how you have to manage your business, it is not business management, it is strategic business management. It means at strategic level. As we know that broadly we have 3 levels within an organization: level 1, level 2, and level 3. This is your strategic level. This is your strategic level, or you can say that is your top level basically. Strategic level or top level. So how you can manage your business at top level? What are the issues that you can face at the top? For example, if you have to devise a strategy, so what kind of strategy you should make? Because it is very, very important that you are working at a higher level, you are working at the top level. A wrong step definitely can destroy your whole business. Let's say if we discuss some case study of some businesses, like why Nokia failed, definitely we will be having an idea. If we hear the speech of CEO of Nokia, then he said, we didn't do nothing. In fact, we didn't do nothing wrong. But what was the problem? The problem was we did not innovate. We did not innovate. It means when the competitors of Nokia like Samsung and Apple were going for some sort of innovation, some latest technology, then Nokia was silent. And this silence killed the Nokia, unfortunately. I just quote one example in front of you, how you have to be careful about devising a good strategy, basically. What are the issues at top level? Financing issues, operational issues, strategic issues, managerial issues, competition, internal environment, external environment, lot of things that you have to consider. So it is a very, very interesting subject, interesting paper, strategic business management. So we will be talking about, we will be revising different strategies. We will be talking about different issues, different scenarios, human resource management, data analytics, finance, sources of finance, finance, sources of finance, working capital, business valuation, how you can value a business. So a lot of interesting things are there for our SBM, strategic business management. So here we'll be talking about business analysis, how you can analyze your business. Let's say if there are 1, 2, 3 products of a business. So which products are making higher profits? Which products are making lower profits, basically? How we can go for that? For which product we should continue? For which product we are going to discontinue, basically? So a lot of questions we will be discussing in our business analysis paper. Then we have finance as well. Yes, we know that finance, cash is basically a lifeblood of any organization. We cannot survive without cash. Apart from business, in our individual life, it is very, very difficult to survive without cash. So we will be talking about what is finance, how we can manage different finances, what are the sources of finances, basically, how we can manage those finances, how we can invest those finances so we can get maximum return for our business, basically. So all of these questions will be discussed in our finance section, and it is approximately 25 to 35%. Business analysis, it is approximately 30 to 40%. So for SBM, these are our two major sections, business analysis and finance as well. Apart from that, there will be corporate reporting side of 15 to 20% approximately, assurance almost 10%, and ethics approximately 5%, basically. So even in SBM exam, you should not ignore the corporate reporting, assurance, and ethics, basically. So that's why it is normally advised, if you have time, then you should study both of these exams in a parallel mode. Why? Because if you are studying the corporate reporting exam, then definitely you are covering the other section of SBM as well, that is corporate reporting, assurance, and ethics. So approximately 25 to 30% of your SBM is already covered when you study corporate reporting exam, basically. So this is basically a summary of our SBM syllabus. Now let's talk about the SBM exam pattern, basically. What is the exam pattern of ICAEW SBM exam? In corporate reporting, I told you that we have 3 questions, question 1, question 2, and question 3. In SBM, we have 2 questions, question 1 and question 2, basically. Question 1 is approximately 55 to 65 marks. So it is a major question. But question 2 is 35 to 45 marks, so it is relatively a minor question as compared to question 1. In question 1, normally business analysis side and finance side is discussed. Business analysis side and finance side would be discussed, that would be a part of your exam. But costing, on and off, costing could be discussed. That's why I have changed the color of my slide. So sometime there could be a question from the costing side. For example, break even, transfer pricing, budget, performance measurement, variance analysis. So this type of question you may see in your SBM exam basically. But apart from that, there will be a question from business analysis and finance side. In question 2, again, there will be business analysis and finance. That will be a major portion. But apart from that, there will be some scenarios from your reporting side and audit as well, basically. So that's for sure. Reporting and audit will also be discussed in the question 2 of your SBM exam, basically. And never ever do not forget the importance, the value of ethics, basically, because ethics could be tested in question 1, they could be tested in question 2, or they may be tested in both question 1 as well as in question 2 as well. So never ever ignore the importance of ethics, basically. So ethics, it is important to learn about the ethics values, how you have to answer about the ethics and ethical issues, basically. Now let's talk about the changes in ICAEW exam structure. Briefly, I told you, so I will be having a quick overview of this slide. First of all, there is a new exam software. In last few years, we are having a new exam software of ICAEW, basically. Then I told you about data analytics. We have a software, and we will be talking about that software in our live sessions, basically, because it requires huge amount of time. We have to log in, we have to input some data, then definitely you have to analyze the data. There will be different graphs, so you have to understand. You must be having some sound knowledge of background accounting and finance information. Then you will be able to analyze, you will be able to use data analytics, and you have to use this data analytics software in your real exam. Then we have advanced information. I already briefed what is advanced information. So these are the changes. Apart from that, there are some changes, like we have a new examiner. We have a new examiner for some of the exams of ICAEW advanced level. So heading 5 and heading 6, why I mentioned these headings. So why students fail? Definitely students fail because unfortunately they use old study material. They use old study material. They use old approaches, basically. That's why, unfortunately, they fail. They do not qualify their exam because they are unaware of data analytics. They do not know how to use the data analytics software, new exam software, advanced information, how you have to read out the advanced information, what data you have to analyze, what are the important points of advanced information. And that's why we have a question and answer session for all of these areas, for all of these activities, basically. So these are some changes in our ICAEW exam structure. Then why some students fail? So I have listed some of the major reasons why some students fail, basically. First of all, there are two major reasons: lack of technical knowledge and poor exam techniques, basically. Why you have no technical knowledge? Why you have lack? Why you have shortage of technical knowledge? Because not covering the whole syllabus. Because students think they can go for some sort of highlighting or spotting the areas which are the important, which are unimportant, and unfortunately they struggle. So you have to be very, very careful. You should not go for these type of areas or these type of activity. Considering ACC or any other professional qualification and ICAEW same, I am not discrediting ACC or any other professional qualification. I just mentioned as a reference. Why? Because students think they have studied the corporate reporting exam, they have studied the SBR exam in ACCA or in any other professional qualification or certification, and they know the reporting element is same, audit element is same. So without any further study, they can go with the exam and they can qualify. No, unfortunately, they are unable to qualify the exam. Not 100%, but in majority of the cases, they are not successful. they are unable to qualify the exam. Why? There are a lot of technicalities, lot of technical knowledge in ICAEW, exam approach, how you have to tackle a question. Here we have integrated questions of reporting, audit, finance, ethics. So how you have to go for that? Here we have finance, here we have strategy, here we have assurance. In one question, all of these areas would be there. You will be having the reporting, you will be having the audit, you will be having the finance, you will be having the strategy, you will be having the ethics as well. So around 5 areas in one question. Same scenario from reporting point of view, audit point of view, finance point of view, business point of view, ethical issues. So you have to think, you have to open up your mind. So it is very, very important to understand that dynamics, to understand the structure of ICAEW, basically. Moving forward, another important reason is overconfidence that I already explained with my above one, because students think they have studied the same thing, so they can go for that. But you should try, you should work hard so you can qualify your exam. And the problem is inability to retain technical areas. Yes, technical areas are difficult areas. For example, we have IFRS 9. We have IFRS 7. We have IFRS 3. We have IFRS 15. We have IFRS 16 and many other technical areas basically. So how you can retain those technical areas? So we will be providing you with our notes, with our detailed lectures, comprehensive notes, so you can retain those technical areas. Apart from lectures, we will be having revision sessions, interactive sessions. You can easily go through, you can retain your technical areas as well. Moreover, we will be sharing some tips how you can go for that. Regarding poor exam techniques, first of all, the very important point is no feedback from a tutor. Because some students think they can get the study material, they can prepare themselves, it's fine. If they think they are capable, they should go for that. But I would advise they should get some sort of feedback from a tutor, from some sort of senior as well. Why? Because in ICAEW exams, there are a lot of challenges for the students as well. For example, as I told you already, the questions are integrated. So it is very, very important to understand the question requirement, first of all, to understand the whole scenario, the different exhibits, because sometimes the question may be of many, many pages. So how you can go for that? How you have to read a particular requirement, how you have to read a relevant exhibit, how you can make connections, different linkages between different exhibits, basically. What you have to write in your exam, what you should not write. Because we know one of the most important constraint in our exam is basically the time. So how you have to go for that? What is your write-up? It is very important. So your tutor is going to help you out what you should write and what you should not write. Time management issues, yes, time is key. Time is a very, very important factor. Vague writing expression, yes. Why vague writing expression? Because we know that ICAEW exams are open book exam. ICAEW exams are open book exams. Some students are very happy that they are open book exams. Yes, you should be happy, but you should be happy even when you think you are in a good position. If you think you are in a position to use your knowledge, use your book in a good manner as well, then you should be happy. Because students make a copy from their relevant study material and they paste into real exam, then unfortunately, either they get very low marks or they do not qualify the exam. So even open book exams may not help you. it will help you if you have a good technique basically. In ICAEW, approximately there are 1600 pages for corporate reporting exam. Approximately the same amount of pages for your SBM study material as well. This is just for study text, and approximately 500 pages for question bank for corporate reporting and 500 pages for SBM exam. So approximately these are 4,000 pages, approximately 4,000 pages, and approximately 2,000 pages per exam. So if you have to find out a particular point, how you can find it out? This is very, very important. Definitely, you cannot scroll your pages. So you have to use a good technique, good strategy. So here we are going to provide you the notes for your corporate reporting, for your SBM exam that are going to help you a lot, basically. We are not saying we should not study the study material. We should not go for study material. Yes, we will go for study material, but we should go for study material in an intelligent manner. How we can remember those areas, how we can revise those points of our study material, basically what we should highlight and what we should not, what we should read and how we should read, basically. This is very, very important. Poor requirement addressing, yes. For integrated exam, unfortunately, students think like requirement is for same, like for one area. No, even your one requirement could be for reporting as well as for audit as well. It may include a brief section of finance or strategy as well. So you have to be very, very careful. You have to address your requirements very, very carefully. So these are some of the reasons why, unfortunately, some students fail their ICAEW exams. Now, here we have a solution, how we are going to study and how we are studying from last many, many years. What is our approach and how our approach has helped different students to qualify their exams, basically. We have divided into two sections. First of all, we have syllabus and then we have a practice. In syllabus, first of all, we will be having lectures for basic as well as for advanced. Like basic means IAS 1, IAS 2, IAS 16, 36, 37, 38, 40. It depends. It varies from individual to individual, what you call them as a basic. But normally, these are some basic standards. For advanced level, we have financial instruments, we have employee benefits, we have share-based payments, we have consolidation, we have revenue, we have leases, we have operating segments, and many other points, basically. So there will be separate lectures for basics. There will be lectures for advanced knowledge. There will be lectures for technical areas as well. Apart from that, there will be comprehensive notes that are important, that are relevant for your different subjects, for corporate reporting, for SBM, for case study, and so on. More importantly, we will be using the 2022 study material, the latest study material that is available from ICAEW. Because always you should use the relevant, the latest study material, basically. Here we will be having some class-based assignments and some home-based assignments. For example, there are 6 questions about consolidation. Let's say we will be solving 2 to 3 questions of consolidation in our live session. I will be solving those questions with all of my students in live session. Remaining 1 to 2 questions will be a part of class assignment, like students will be solving their questions. They will be sharing their screens with me. I will be reviewing their questions in class, providing the feedback, what is right, what is wrong for different students. So they will be able to learn what is their mistake. So this will be a very good thing because different students will be having their different mistakes. So they can learn from the mistakes, basically. And then there will be some questions as a part of home-based assignments, basically. So we divide into different portions. Some questions from tutor side, some questions as a part of class assignment, and some questions as a part of our home-based assignments as well, basically. So in this way, we ensure we get the maximum areas covered in our sessions, basically. And these sessions are live as well as recorded as well. There are some live sessions as well, and they will be some recorded session as well, depending upon the exam requirement and nature of the exam. Basically, practice. In practice, we have a regular test. Yes, definitely. Let's say if we have covered some major topics, if we have covered few topics, then definitely there will be a test, and I will be marking your exam, your test according to ICAEW examiner's marking key. Then I will provide you the feedback, what is right, what is wrong, what you should write, and what you should not. So you can qualify your exam basically. Then we have practice of question bank and past papers. Yes, question bank and past papers practice basically. We will be taking the questions from QB. Normally for ICAEW, we use the word QB. QB is basically the question bank. And then we will be talking about the past papers. There's some past papers of last 4 to 5 years. At least 4 to 5 years, past papers discussion would be in our sessions basically. Apart from that, if you have any past paper of like, let's say 6 years old or 7-year old, there is no issue at all. We can discuss your queries, your questions basically. Apart from that, there will be some revision classes. Yes, once our lectures would be completed, then we will be having revision classes of difficult areas, technical areas, the queries of students basically, what you want to revise. Then there will be some final exam tips and techniques. These exam tips and techniques would be at the last. Apart from that, we will be having those exam tips and techniques when we will be studying our different topics, IAS, IFRS, finance, strategy, ethics, and so on. I will be sharing that areas, the tricks of examiner. What were the mistakes of different students in previous exam? What you should do, what you should avoid to make sure that you get a very good score in your exams, basically. So this is basically our approach, how we study for our exam. And this approach has helped many students to qualify their exams of ICAEW and many other professional qualifications. Students ask again another question that is basically about the exemptions. Like how many exemptions I will be getting it out. So exemptions basically depend. There are different exemptions for different qualifications basically. Let's say if you hold ACCA, and if you have studied the advanced taxation and advanced audit, there will be different exemption. If you have studied advanced financial management and advanced audit, there will be different exemption. So it depends for different qualifications. If you hold CIMA, if you hold CMA, if you hold any other professional qualification or academic qualification, then you may be eligible for different exemptions basically. So for exemption, it is better you can check your ICAEW website, or you can coordinate with ICAEW. Basically, they will be able to help out, they will facilitate you. We have started another model that is from last 1 to 2 years, and that has helped many students to pass out their exam, and that is no pass no fee model. What is no pass no fee model? We offer 2 types of session. First of all, we have regular session. We have regular sessions basically. Secondly, we have pass assurance. We have pass assurance sessions basically. What is pass assurance? Pass assurance means if you study with us and if you comply with the terms and conditions of our pass assurance, then we are going to offer you a guarantee that you will pass out the exams. If you do not pass out the exam, then definitely in next attempt, in next many attempts, you can study free of cost with us basically. There would be no cost for you except for the latest study material. Except for latest study material, there will be no cost for you. You can join us in our live session. You can participate in discussions, mock exam, past practice, test session. It depends on. There will be no issue for you people. So that is basically pass assurance session, pass assurance features of our new sessions basically. So if a student does not pass, then there will be no tuition fee. But it has some terms and conditions, and those terms and conditions would be shared with the relevant student who is interested in this model basically. So this is basically a way how we provide the feedback. Basically, let's say this is basically a script from one of my students. Definitely, I cannot share the name, but I can share a small area. Let's say how you are going to attempt the question. Basically, let's say student has mentioned the controlling interest in Austin will be 80% and non-controlling interest would be 20%. Non-controlling interest 20%. Controlling interest 80%. But at what date? Start of the year, mid of the year, half year, interim, year end, before year end, what is the date? It means you have no idea how you have to apply your knowledge. Basically, you have to apply your knowledge. It is very, very important. When the control is achieved, when control is achieved, basically. Spelling issues, acquisition, some specific discussion, some figures, intergroup loan figure, how you can go for that, basically. So, lot of areas. So we consider individual script and we provide you the feedback in the best manner to ensure that you get the maximum marks in your exam, basically. Finally, we have a case study exam. I will be briefly talking about the case study because case study exam is entirely a different exam from corporate reporting and strategic business management. So we will be holding a separate orientation for case study, but I can briefly explain you what is the case study basically. Case study is basically a report writing exam. It means you have to write a report. Corporate reporting and SBM are different exams, but in case study, you have to write a report. Why I am explaining? Because sometimes students think case study is just like a research, you have to perform the research. But in ICAEW, case study is basically an exam, and that is a report writing exam, basically. Report writing exam, this is a skill-based exam. Exams of corporate reporting, strategic business management, and rest of the exams were for technical knowledge. Like you have to learn, you have to think about reporting, audit, finance, strategy, and so on. But in case study, it is a skill-based exam. There is no technical knowledge. There will be no reporting, no audit, no finance, no taxation, no financial planning. Only there will be a skill-based exam. There will be an advanced information, and that advanced information will be released before our exam dates. And for case study, our advanced information will be released on 27th of September 2022. That is approximately 5 to 6 weeks before our real exam. In case study, we have 3 exam requirements, and also we have the ethical issues as well. So we'll be talking about what are those 3 exam requirements, basically. These are 3 exam requirements. First of all, requirement 1, that is basically about financial analysis. There will be some management accounts. You have to analyze your management accounts. You have to perform your analysis. How you can perform the analysis. There are different ways we will be talking about for how we can go for that, what ways we should. Requirement 2, that is basically about FDA, financial data analysis, how you have to analyze the data basically. Let's say if someone says, I have sold a book and that price was $10 per book. And I have sold, let's say, 10,000 copies. I have sold 10,000 copies of that book. I have sold 10,000 copies of that book in, let's say, in previous year, that is 2021. But I am thinking I should increase the price to $15 per book. And I am estimating like 15,000 books would be sold in 2022. So you have increased the price from $10 to $15, and you have increased the sales volume from 10,000 books to 15,000 books as well. Do you think this is a good and reliable estimate or not. This is basically my assumption. So you have to analyze your assumptions. Basically, you have to go for professional skepticism. Either these assumptions are achievable or not achievable, basically. So we will learn, we can apply different models, different techniques, different areas, how we can apply the FDA financial data. Then we will be having the business analysis section as well. How we can go for business analysis. Let's say you have a business in Europe as well. And if you want to open up a new branch in Middle East, how you can go for that basically. What are the issues? What are the concerns that you should consider before you open up a new branch in Middle East? What is the political environment, social values, technology, environmental concern, legal concern? What are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in Middle East, basically, and so on. So we can apply different models. So we'll be talking about those models of business analysis in our case study as well. And finally, we have the executive summary. What is the executive summary? Executive summary is basically an analysis, just like a brief summary of your whole exam, basically. There is a particular requirement, how you should write down the executive summary, what you should write, what you should not write, what should be the length of executive summary. You should not copy paste your main analysis. If you copy paste straight away, that would be crossed by the exam. How you can get the marks, maximum marks in different requirements and executive summary, basically. And these are the contact details, how you can contact us basically. This is the WhatsApp number. This is our Facebook page. This is our official email, study@aftc/e-learning.com. And this is my personal email. So you can contact if you need any information, if you have any query, then I would be happy to assist you people, basically. So these are the contact details. Finally, thank you all of you for joining us, for taking your time to listen me, to go for this type of orientation, to attend this orientation. I am very thankful to all of you. Now it's a question and answer session. If you have any query, any question, then I would be happy to assist all of you to answer questions of all of you. And now I'm going to unmute all of you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Now we can go for question and answer session.